अरहम अरहम
Oh, Maram Bacha Log, such a pleasure to see you in this luckily sunny morning. Bacha Log, can I please request all of you to put on your cameras? It's just for your own safety on online because we don't know who have joined in till we don't see the picture. So please, Bacha Log, it's an humble request. Everybody put on. You all look beautiful as you are. So you don't need to think I'm not ready or I'm not like this. You all look so beautiful. You're very adorable to us. So thank you so much for putting on your camera. We still have few kids who haven't put on their cameras. So please, please, it's an humble request. Can everybody put on their cameras? Perfect. So today's day, we will start with a prayer from Rachit. Is Rachit there?
Prachi, Mudita will say the prayer.
Okay, fine. So Mudita, you start with your prayer. Om Aram Bachcha, thank you.
जय जिनेन्द्र। अरिहंत बनना है, मुझे सिद्ध बनना है। अरिहंत बनना है, मुझे सिद्ध बनना है। आज मिली जिनवानी आराधक बनना है। जन्म जन्म के भ्रम को अब दूर करना है। अरिहंत बनना है, मुझे सिद्ध बनना है। सुख की आशा में उलझा, हाँ उलझा, क्या पर है क्या अपना नहीं समझा। हर जन्म राह बेचारा, हाँ बेचारा। कत्तियों में पटका दुख का मारा। हो दुख सुख तो शरण बंगुर, अब नहीं उलझना है। जन्म जन्म के भ्रम को अब दूर करना है। अरिहंत बनना है, मुझे सिद्ध बनना है। हर कदम सजग बन रहना, हाँ रहना। दृश्य या चलते हैं मत फंसना। तो तुम तो सिद्धों के वासी, हाँ वासी हो। अविकारी शुद्ध बुद्ध विनाशी, पर परिचय बहुत हुआ, अब खुद से जुड़ना है। जन्म जन्म के भ्रम को अब दूर करना है। अरिहंत बनना है, मुझे सिद्ध बनना है। महासागर तिर कर आए, हाँ आए। एक कदम ते को न टिक पाए। हो लक्ष्य एक मंजिल का, हाँ मंजिल का। भरते रहो नहीं भरोसा कल का। गौतम से प्रभु कहते पीछे नहीं हटना है। जन्म जन्म के भ्रम को अब दूर करना है। अरिहंत बनना है, मुझे सिद्ध बनना है। अरिहंत बनना है, मुझे सिद्ध बनना है।
Oh, Maram, thank you so much, Madita. So, bacha log, as we are going through this karma theory, so our two karmas today is Nam karma and Vedniya karma. So, our debate topic or our discussion topic will be all about, do the name tag really matters? And our second topic would be, how do you react when you get hurt? So it will be related to the topic what we are doing, and we really want everybody's participation. It's okay if it's wrong, but express your feeling. It's an open platform, bacha log. So we will start with Rashmi auntie. Om Aram Rashmi.
Om Aram Prachi. Good morning, everyone. Really happy to be here. I would like to share my screen, so I'm just going to do that. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, Rashmi, put it on full screen mode. Oh,
It's not
it
on full
works.
screen.
No, it's not. It's working.
Sorry. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So last week we were doing Ghati Naam Karma, and we talked about two Antarai and Monya Karma. I want to see some faces as well. I'm just going to try and. Okay. I would love people to give me your response, children. Please ask questions. So we did two karmas. The Ghati karma, can someone tell me in one line what are Ghati karma? How do they affect us? Anyone? Rachit, Mudita, Shitej, anyone? Can anyone hear me? Shiksha?
Yes, we can hear you.
Where are the children?
Children, you should be able to unmute yourselves now to answer this question.
Ghati karmas are which we can cut them in our life, destroy them in our life.
Yes, and who do they affect?
Soul,
They affect the body or the soul?
the soul.
The nature of the soul. Ghati karma, they affect the nature of the soul. And aghati karma, they directly affect the physical body. How your physical body is depends on your aghati karma. And today we are going to talk about the first one in aghati karma is naam karma. Okay, so as you can see in the picture, what can you see? A physical body, and you can see what are all those little dots? They are
Karma particles.
the karma particles. And how do we, what do you think karma particles? Are they physical substance?
I think no, because
They're not
you
physical
accept them
substance.
in your daily life.
You can't see them, but Jains believe that they are physical substance. And
They
they
are
are
physical
there in the
substance.
universe. And these karma particles are attracted to the soul by how they are attracted? What causes them to attract? What do we do?
Your actions
Yes, very good. Your
and
actions,
speech.
yes, your actions, the words that you say, all those things attract the karma particles. And the quantity and nature of the karma particles sticking to the soul cause the soul to be happy or unhappy. And it affects the events in your life. So what sort of life you lead, it all depends on what sort of karma particles you attract. So if someone is leading a very, very happy life, blissful life, you can imagine that they've got accumulated good karmas in their previous life, which is continued in their current life. So Naam Karma is mainly about the physical aspect, how the physical bodies, it is a body determining karma, and the two aspects of it. So one is what type of body, mind and intellect the soul will have, and the other one is what it will look like. So it is all got to do with physical structure. Now when we earn good Naam Karma, we enjoy what? So many things. What can we enjoy? Good health, lots of happiness, you look beautiful, you have fame. So when you see some celebrities, superstars, or you see people who have all these things, maybe in their past life, they have done some good things, and that's why they are enjoying that in their current life. And when we earn bad Naam Karma, what do we endure? We endure negativity, bad feeling, scarcity, where you have shortage of food, you have shortage of, good comforts, home, you endure pain, ill fame, diseases. All those are endured when you obtain bad karma. Now, how can we accumulate good Naam Karma? Can anyone tell me? So if you can see, there's a picture
By doing good things.
of doing good things. Yes. Only doing actions. What else?
And speech.
Actions. By having good thoughts as well, isn't it? Thinking good about someone, thinking good about other people, you know, and even the words that you speak when you talk to people. You come across so many people in your daily life. The words that you use for others, it all helps in accumulating good nam karma. So by keeping the mind, speech and body pure through your thoughts and actions. And how are bad nam karmas formed? Anybody other than Sachi, please? I'm sure all of you all know this.
Bad nam karmas are formed through your bad thoughts, bad speeches, and bad actions.
Very correct. Thank you, Shaurya. So by keeping the mind, words and body with impure thoughts, when you're thinking negative, when you're jealous, and when you do all the wrong actions, you hurt other people. And also when you're quarreling with everyone, you're not on friendly terms, all the time fighting, then you accumulate bad nam karmas. Okay, so before I proceed more ahead, I'm going to share a story with you all. We will listen to a story, and because it's in Hindi, I will just translate it for you. Sorry. Make it full screen and also
Rashmi,
once
we are
yeah,
not
make
Rashmi, we are not able to see the YouTube screen that you are doing. So probably
okay.
you'll have to share that screen again.
How do I do that? Is there a way?
Probably stop sharing the screen first and then share the YouTube screen.
Okay. So then how
Share your screen again and select the YouTube page.
technical challenge, I suppose. Do I need to directly go otherwise to make it easy?
Yes, currently go directly to the YouTube to share the screen. I mean, like share the YouTube screen rather than sharing your presentation, the way you share the presentation.
No, so I am on YouTube, but
Share screen, use that share screen and then select the YouTube screen.
it now? Oh no.
Yes, we are able to see now. Put
Okay.
it on a full
Yeah,
screen, yes.
I've done it. And let me just make the volume.
Yes, and play it from the beginning. Cool, thanks.
Okay, so this is a story. This is a story about a king called King Shrenik Kumar. He lived in his kingdom called Rajgrihi. And he had heard about Mahavir Bhagwan's Samvatsaran. And we know what is Samvatsaran. It is the where he gives his sermons and all the celestial beings, everyone comes. So King Shrenik Kumar was really keen to go and pay visit to Mahavir Swami Bhagwan because he had heard so much. So he was very excited. He took his procession of all his people, his courtiers, and he sat on his elephant and he started to go. Now, in that procession, there was a little frog. He too had heard about Mahavir Bhagwan's sermon and he too wanted to join. So, as you can see, the courtiers all dancing, singing, everyone, they all are very excited and want to listen to Mahavir Bhagwan. And this little frog, he decided, how do I go? How do I reach? And what should I offer Mahavir Bhagwan? So he plucked one of the leaf from lotus and he got out of the pond and he decided, even I want to visit Mahavir Bhagwan. I want to listen to his Vani. I want to listen to his Samvasaran, see it for myself, because he had heard so much about it. And the minute he came out of the pond, he saw King Shrenik procession. He said, this is a good way. Even I too can join the procession and be part of it. So he also started hopping amidst the procession. But little did we know that, sadly, the elephant's feet trampled the poor frog, and the poor frog lost his life. He could not. So his dream was to go and hear Mahavir Bhagwan's Samvasaran, but sadly, he could not. And obviously, all the courtiers were not aware of what had happened, you know, such a tiny frog. He might have come under someone's feet, nobody noticed. Now, King Shrenik, he has reached Bhagwan's Samvasaran. As you can see, all the celestial beings are there, all the animals, all the people, everyone is there. And amongst all the celestial beings, there was another one of them was this King Shrenik. When he saw this person, he said, I recognize everyone, but this one, he looks a bit different. And he's got this, on his crown, he's got this frog-like picture. Who is he? He was wondering, you know, I recognize everybody. And can you believe it? He's none other than the frog. So the frog who died, he again got born, transmigrated to another form, and he became a Dev. He got birth in heaven, Devgati. And why? Because when he was before his death, the bhavna that he had, that he wanted to visit and listen to Mahavir Bhagwan's sermon. So that was a big thing, and that changed his gati, and he transferred in the Dev Gati. So Nam karma is a very important karma. It determines what sort of gati also you will go into. This is what we learn from our story. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to come back to my presentation. Okay. Okay, can everyone see my screen again? Just make it bigger.
Yes.
Okay, so Nam Karma is divided into at least 103 subtypes, but we are not going to talk about so many. We are just going to talk about few basics one. And the first one is Gati. So when you have Nam Karma, it decides which sort of Gati you will go into. And we all know the 4 Gati. Who's going to tell me the 4 Gati?
Dev Gati, Manushya Gati, Tryansh Gati, Narak.
Yes, the 4 important gati. So all the karmas that you are doing in this current life will determine which gati you will go into. So as you can see in Dev Gati, which people go into Dev Gati? All those who follow the discipline, rules of religion, they all earn Dev Gati. And in Dev Gati, what do you get? You only experience pleasure. There's no pain. And it's for a long, long duration, at least, you know, more than 10,000 years you live in Dev Gati. The next one is the Manushya Gati. So people who lead a good life, charitable, merciful, they perform religious activities, they get Manushya Nam Karma. And in this karma, it's both pleasure and pain. The third one is the Tiryansh Gati. So all the plants, all the animals, yes? Who comes under Tiryansh Gati? When do you get that Gati? So when you cheat in your life, when you deceive deceive others, when you do fraud and all that, then you're born into Tiryansh Gati. And what is this? Is this pleasure? No, you experience pain, of course, because you have animals bigger than you. People can inflict pain on you, right? If you're a bird or animal, it's not pleasure, it's painful. And the last one is Naragati, which we all know, it is very, very painful. You experience lot of pain. You go in this only when you are violent, when you kill others, when you kill, all the five sense living beings, creatures, you earn hellish Nam Karma. So Nam Karma is divided into 103, but we'll talk about the first one, which was Gati. So it decides which Gati you'll go. It also decides the Jati. Now we have done Jati previously. Can anyone tell me what is Jati? What does it determine?
How many senses you have?
Yes, the number of senses, whether you'll be born as a Ekendriya,
India.
Chaurindriya, or Panchindriya. So all the karma of your previous will determine whether you'll be born, first of all, in which Gati, then in the Gati also it will determine the number of senses. If you go into Tiryansh, then it will be further divided into what sort of, whether you'll be a plant or whether you'll be Ekendra, Bendra. And then is Shubh Nam Karma. Now Shubh Nam Karma is what? When do we get Shubh Nam Karma? This is obtained when you have, what sort of karmas we have gathered in the previous birth? When you have obtained all the good virtues. Yes. When you have behaved well, when you've been kind, gentle, you've conducted your life well, peacefully, leaded a good and simple life, then you have Shubh Nam Karma. So when you have Shubh Nam Karma, your life in your future life, you will lead a good life because you've obtained all the nice Shubh Karma. Shubh means all positive, nice. And Ashubh Karma is, when do people get Ashubh Karma? When people are mean towards other people, they make fun of, maybe they make fun of how they look, whether they are beautiful, ugly, or short or tall, or when they are, proud about whether, oh, I'm so intelligent, or maybe I've got so much power, or even some people in India, they are born in a particular caste, oh, I'm Brahmin, they are proud about anything. So then you obtain a Shubh Karma and it will affect your next life. So, okay, now I need more participation from you. Who's going to read out the first true and false? Let's go through this. Let's see if you've understood. Can I have someone read out the first line?
Riddhi.
Okay, Riddhi, go ahead.
In Jainism, God has a role to play in an individual's destiny.
Do you believe it? True or false? Do we have
False.
here? Or who is responsible? Sorry?
False.
False. That is correct. Full points to Riddhi. Okay, who's going to read the next one?
I can.
Okay, go ahead, Shaurya.
Karma particles are attracted to the soul by the actions of that soul.
Do you believe it? True or false?
True.
True. Full points to Shaurya. Who's going to go ahead next?
I can.
Yes, please go.
One's personal destiny is not a consequence of any system of reward or punishment, but rather as a result of its own personal karma.
So first, can you explain me? It's a long sentence, but it's quite simple. So one's personal destiny, what you're enduring in this life, is it because someone has rewarded and punished you? Do you think God has given you this? Or do you think it is because of your own personal karma and your previous birth?
It's because of our own personal karma.
Yes. So is it true or false?
True.
True. It is true. So whatever you're going through in this life is the consequence of your own karmas. Whatever karma you've gathered in your previous life, it's latched on to your current life. Next one, who's going to read out the fourth?
I can.
Please go ahead.
Violent deeds, killing of creatures with five sensed organs, eating fish, and so on lead to rebirth in heaven. That is false. It's the complete opposite.
Okay, where do you go then?
If you do that, then you go to hell.
Hell, Lord, you
Nragati.
Gati. Yes. Now I want some other people who have not
Can
participated.
I read it?
Yes, Archie.
Deception, fraud, and falsehood leads to rebirth in an animal and vegetable world. It's true.
True. It's absolutely correct. Which is that? What is it called? That word?
Triyanskati.
Absolutely. Full points. Who's going to go ahead next?
I can.
Can I?
Sorry, who is that? Could you say out your name?
Dhruv.
Dhruv, go ahead, Dhruv.
Kindness, compassion, and humble character results in being born as a hellish being.
Is it true? If you're kind, compassion, and humble, are you going to be born as a hellish being?
No, it's false.
False. Yes. You may get into Manushya Gati or Dev Gati, depending on your karmas. Who's going to read out next?
Vriddhi.
Riddhi. Oh, sorry?
Vriddhi.
Riddhi, you got your chance, right?
Yeah.
Someone else, please. Krish, are you there?
Yes.
Can you please read the seventh one?
Leading a life of luxury, careless attitude with no penance leads to rebirth in heaven.
Is it true?
It's false.
It's false. Absolutely. If you lead a life of luxury, careless attitude, no penance, no tyag, no tapasya, you definitely will not go in heaven. Who's going to read out the next one?
Yes, sir.
Can you please say your name?
Mudita.
Udita, please say it.
Karma is the mechanism that determines the
Mechanism.
quality of life.
Yes, karma is the mechanism that determines the quality of life. Is it true or false?
True.
True. Everything is determined by the karma. Very true. Who's going to say the last one? Someone who's not had a chance, please. Come on. I think we have more participants than 9.
May I?
Who is it?
Purav.
Purav. Okay, go ahead, Purav.
The happiness of being present life in the result of a moral quality of the actions of the being in its previous life.
Okay, so first can you explain the happiness of a being's present life? So all the happiness that you're enduring right now, is it the result of the moral quality of the actions of being in its previous life? So if you did good actions in your previous life, that's why you are happy in your present life. That's what it's saying. Is it true or false?
True.
True. Absolutely true. All correct. I will stop sharing my screen. Okay, so who can sum it up quickly in 1-2 words? What did we learn about Nam Karma? Since I can see everyone now, I haven't heard from Henel. Henel, can you tell me something about Nam Karma?
The Nam Karma determines your Gati and another karma. So it determines your how many sensed being you'll be and if you'll have pain or pleasure.
Yeah, so Nam Karma is mainly to do with the physical aspect of the body, whichever Gati you go into. What sort of Gati, what sort of Jati, that is what sort of sense, all those things. Anyone else wants to say anything about this? If not, we will move on to the next karma, which is the Vedniya karma, and Vishal uncle is going to take over it. Any other questions, anybody? No? You all know everything. All are intelligent friends. Okay, over to you, Vishal, now. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thanks, Rashmi. I'll just share my screen. Okay. Can someone just say yes, whether they can see a bunch of children?
Yes.
I can.
Yeah,
we can.
Om Haram children, and welcome to this Gyanshala session. So I'll talk today about Vedaniya Karma. Vedaniya Karma means the karma of pain, the feeling of pain, sorrow, or happiness. So that is what the Vedaniya Karma is. So before we go and learn more about Vedaniya Karma, let's just do a quick exercise. So I want all of you to participate. And if that means jumping over each other, that's fine as well. I just want to hear all of you. So moderators, and please don't mind if that happens. I just want that sort of chaos to happen. So it's intentional. As long as you keep your voices low so that we don't really burst our ears. So what I want to do is, if you see the space here with a smiley and a sad face.
Yes.
Very doubts whether this is anything else. It's a sad face, right? And this is a smiley. And we've got certain verbs here, certain words here, or verbs or sentences here. Now I want you to tell me, what does it feel when you're cursing someone? Do you feel sad or happy? And we'll move this.
You feel sad. Sad.
That's sadness then. That's fine. Let's take the second one then. When you're having wrong intentions, which means you're sort of being naughty or being a bit, you know.
Sad. Sad.
Sad. Okay, that's fine. How about when you're rude to someone? It could be rude.
Sad. Sad. Sad.
What if you're not sharing your toys? You've got a car, you don't want to share it with anyone.
Sad. Sad.
Amazing. What if you explain a maths or an English problem several times to a classmate? So your classmate doesn't know, you know that he has a bit of a learning problem, but you're still explaining, or probably you don't want to explain. What would you feel about that?
Happy. Happy.
Happy, very good. What about overlooking something bad being done? So you are walking on a road, you know your friend is being bullied, you just overlooked, you sort of felt like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Sad. Sad. Sad.
What if you're feeling jealous? Someone's got
Sad. Sad.
Okay. What if you're willingly... Okay, that's good. You've got a lot many sads here. What if you're fighting your brother or sister?
Sad.
Even if you're feeling right that you have fought for the purpose, you were on the right side.
Sad. Sad. Sad.
Okay, so
Not good.
Okay, cool. So we've got two remaining then. What if you're making some fun of someone? You just felt like...
Sad.
And
sad. Sad.
Amazing. Okay, so there's an act of compassion. I just don't know, sorry, it just came out that there were very less happy things and there are a lot of sad ones. So please don't blame me. I didn't want you to feel sad about it, but it's great that I think you understand when it is, what makes you feel happy and what makes you sad. So that's really great outcome of it. Okay, so I think Rashmi auntie had already talked about that, you know, the sort of concept of what is body and what is your soul. So that inner sort of seed inside you, maybe where is it? I don't know anatomically, but there's something inside that is your soul, which is sort of eternal. But your manifestation of your body, the material side, which is the body, and what Vedaniya Karma, which is, again, I'll repeat, the feeling of pain or happiness, is because of our actions of our body. So this body causes Vedaniya Karma. So just to sort of very quickly go through this concept, you're happy when you've got a feeling of happiness, elation, goodness, winning, achievement, success. And then you are feeling sad because you've got a feeling of sorrow, sadness, pain, losing, humiliation, dejected. So these are all feelings of sadness. So this is one side of the coin of Vedaniya Karma, and this is the positive side of the coin of Vednyakaram. Now, Vednyakaram could be to anyone. It doesn't has to be us humans. It could be to even a golden retriever or any of those roadside dogs. So this dog might be very lucky because it's got a very nice house to live in. So it's got some good positive Vednyakaram. Whereas these dogs may in their past life have caused something which has led them not to have a very good house. Similarly, if you think about everything, the fact that you've got a good body, you've got a good set of toys, you've got a good family, you've got a healthy mind, all of that is because of your some good actions or good active karma that you've done in the past. Whereas any pain or any emotional pain or any kind of bodily pain or a body or a family that is bad, that is a result of some bad karma that has been caused or binded in the past. So just going back again, this is again, Rashmi auntie had gone through, but one important thing here is that the people who are in the Swarg or heaven or Devgati, they have the highest level of happiness. So they never have sorrow in their life. And those who are in the Narak Gati or the hell have the highest level of pain and sorrow. So they never have any moment of happiness. And these two are extreme ranges of happiness and sorrow. And somewhere in the middle are us humans, followed by animals, microbes. So humans may have a much more experience of happiness than animals and microbes. So I suppose you would have known everything by now in terms of what this means. So you kind of get the feeling is, yeah, I know when it feels happy and when it feels sad. But how does it matter if I cause happiness or sorrow? So how does it really matter to me if I've caused something bad or it has inadvertently happened? How does it matter? So for that, I just go into a quick story basically to explain. And probably you would have heard this proverb, what goes around comes around. So the story is based on that proverb. So to jump into the story, there was a king in ancient times, very, very well-known king. He had a princess named Kalavati. She was very beautiful, very smart. And one day she had an artist who came around and drew her portrait. He took the portrait around, happened to visit a kingdom where the prince was a bachelor. He liked the portrait and immediately said, I want to marry this princess. So, but the artist said, well, she has a condition. She would only marry someone who is able to answer her 4 questions. So the prince got a bit worried. The king of that kingdom, his name was King Shank, and he prayed and he got worried and he thought, let me pray to Goddess Saraswati, because, Goddess Saraswati is the goddess of literature or learning. So he thought she might give me some answers. So he prayed to her and then she appeared and said, I'm happy with your prayers. Tell me what you want. And he told her the problem. So she suggested, do one thing. When you happen to visit that palace with your marriage proposal, hold a nearby pillar wherever you can see a sculpture of a woman, hold it. And when you see the princess, you should keep it with you and then answer her questions. And then any of those questions that she asks, you will have the answers automatically. There's some sort of magic. So assuming that magic works. So when it came to King Shang's turn, he answered all of Princess' questions and she consented to the marriage. So they got married and then he brought her back to her kingdom. They lived happily thereafter and they were soon expecting a child. But something happened in interim. The king started suspecting his wife and thought she might be in a relationship with someone else. So he's a king, so he can suspect anyone. And so with the suspect, he didn't give her wife any chance to to convince him. and he instructed his guards to take a wife off to a near forest, leave her stranded there, cut her hands, and then come back. So here's the wife of the king who is in the forest, left by her own self. She delivers a baby as well, but luckily she gets rescued by passing monks. So they rescue her, bring back her to their ashram, and then soon the child also gets raised. He grows up, and they realize that this child belongs to a princely family. The king also soon realized that he had made a mistake, and he went and found his wife, and then brought back the mother and son back to his palace, which is all fine. It's a great story. But then the princess was always worried, and she thought, why did this happen to me? I had a good ending now. Everything has come back to normal. But why did I had to go through all of this pain? Why did I had to endure all of this pain and suffering? Why just me? So they learned that there was a very knowledgeable, learned monk who was passing by, and they thought, let's just visit him and see if he could answer this question. So they visited him and told him about her problem. And he said, well, I know what happened and why is this pain coming to you? So he said, in your past life, you were the daughter of a very wealthy merchant and you loved parrots. So you had a parrot. Now this parrot was someone who liked to actually also fly around. So you would let him free and then he would just go around and come back in the evening. So when he would come back in the evening was always fixed. So she always knew that he would come back at 6 p.m. and then stay in the home. But what happened one day was that the parrot just came quite late and she got really angry with the parrot. It was her most loveliest pet, but she still got angry at him. So that's quite strange, isn't it? And in a fit of rage, she clipped his wings. So the parrot couldn't fly. The parrot was in a lot of pain. And that made the princess realize what pain she had caused in the past and why she was now suffering with this pain. So the story here is that there's someone whom you really loved, but you still caused pain to them. And that binded her, Vedaniya karma, to her, which came back to her in this life. So what have we learned from this? I think it's sort of a bit repetitive based on what, if you kind of go back to what Rashmi Aunty also said, but basically we should not do anything that adds pain-linked karma, which is Vedaniya karma. Obviously, it goes without saying that empathy and compassion are the most important things in life, so that we should not make fun. I think you children have already done a good job when we started that exercise. And obviously, should not hurt anyone by our mind or our actions, which is the thing that we do around Samvatsari. Obviously, now we know that this is the reason. We can honestly believe that we are all responsible for our pain. So blaming anyone would not help. That's really the Vedaniya karma. Hope it helps. Any questions, happy to answer, but otherwise it's to Prachi now.
Oh, Madam Vishal, thank you so much. It was really a brainstorming session today by Rashmi and Vishal. You actually understand the simple things can really matters a lot. So now I'll have Vannami. We have Vannami here. Vannami Namam Sami Shamni ji. So we will start our discussion, kids. This platform is open to you. Let's talk about how does the name matters to you and how do we react to the Vedaniya karma if that happens to you? How do we react to somebody who hurts you? So please open to all, talk about it, discuss it, and Vandami will be more than happy to help you. Any questions, anything you think, the person have done this to me, how shall I react to it? Any small simple things, because these simple things add on to lots of karmas to our life. Get your questions clear by Vandami. Vandami Namam Sami Shamni ji.
Om Aram to everybody.
Om Aram.
Okay, Aryaman, I'll ask you, how do you feel? How does the name matters to us or you? Rashmi Aunty have explained about Naam Karma, like where are we born and everything is decided and this is how we get our name. Does that really matters? What do you think about it? Aryaman, are you there? Can anybody hear Aryaman? I can't hear him.
No, we cannot. Maybe we can ask some other child in the meantime.
Okay, Janisha. Oh, Maram, Janisha.
Oh, Maram.
Okay, but tell me, how do you react if somebody hurts you? And do you think, is it right or wrong?
I think it's wrong because if you hurt, you go in like a wrong gati because it depends on your karma, whatever you do.
So even if somebody hurts you, do you take it positively?
Like sometimes like I don't, but sometimes if they hurt me a little, I don't care because that doesn't really hurt me. So if they hurt me like a lot, I take it like I don't.
Okay, so you think like if somebody hurts you more, you take it a bit more seriously, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Vriddhi, how do you react if somebody hurts you more?
So I will react. So like if somebody hurts me, like says bad things to me, like you're being very rude, then I would go and tell an adult, and I would think that it's wrong because you can't judge people if you don't know them very well.
Very good. Vandami, what do you think? How should we react if somebody hurts us really badly?
It is important to give them a notice that if you are hurting, hurting is not good because nobody like hurting. But we should take it in a gentle manner, polite manner, and they will understand, oh, really, they are nice people. Because nice people, if we relate to the story of Bhagavan Mahavir, sometimes people came, even snakes came, divine beings came, human beings came, and they hurt sometimes some animals also. So, but all the time, Mahavira kept utmost peace. So that is like a lighthouse for all of us. But you know, we are common human being, so we get upset. But I suggest don't be upset, don't upset yourself for a long time because that is other party. So don't hand over your keys, your happiness in others' hand. You got my point? Don't hand your keys, your power, or your control on others' hand. But meantime, don't be rude, but say straight, this is not a right way to notice me or giving me some pain because I'm also a human being like you. So in that context, if you say with peace, that will make a big difference. Sometimes our parents shout on us if they are angry on someone else. Papa is angry on mama, or mama is angry on her on dad, and she is not able to say something to dad, but she got angry on the kids. It happens sometime. But in that context, if you would say with smile, mama, do you understand? Is it my fault? Then mama will realize. And if you cry and shout back in a loud voice, then mama will speak more louder than you. So it our peace that mirrors on other. So If things come like this, then we have to react peacefully with patience, and that will make a big difference.
Thank you, Vandami. A very good explanation. Arna, how would you think if somebody hurts you, but you're not saying anything bad to the person, but you think bad about the person? What do you think? Is it the right way? But you didn't hurt the person by saying anything, but you thought bad about the person. So what do you think? Is it a right or wrong?
I think it's wrong because even if they don't hate you saying it, it's not very good to put bad thoughts of them in your mind. And I'm not really sure how else to describe it.
It's bad because you're binding the same amount of karma, but you're just not upsetting the other person.
Okay, very good explanation. That's true. Vandami, what do you say? If we don't say bad, but we think bad, does it really gives us that much karma, or it's?
Yes, because that is more subtle. And like a atom bomb. Bomb is not so big like a sword or like a big weapon like a pistol. But the atom bomb is very, very small and subtle. But it do lot more disaster. Similarly, the bad thinking and bad thing going on 1 day, 2 days, many days, that harm your body and also harms your mind. So in that context, always be aware. Say something politely. And sometime now you are in grown-up line. So you kids can note down in a small paper. And sometime it is hard to speak before daddy or before mama or before someone elderly. And then you can pass on that written in a written form. It means it is a way of catharsis, means clearing it out from your mind. No garbage in, no garbage out. Huh? So just write down and say to mama, mama, can you read it? And daddy, can you read it? And even your friends. And sometimes it is simple thing, then speak it. So don't carry on in your mind. Otherwise, you cannot concentrate on your study, on your homework, and on your exams like 11 plus and so many other things. So don't keep in your mind. Huh? Just say it or write it down. That will be really good.
So, Sachi, I want to ask you, what do you prefer when you have something like this in your school or something? Do you stand up and talk about it, or you just bring that baggage home? What do you think is the best solution according to now what Vandami have explained to do and resolve it?
Well, if anything like that I would write in a diary, I would not tell the school because that's just going to spread this little problem that you can solve. So it's much better if you don't spread it all around tell everyone. It's best if you just write it down and tell everyone, your parents, for example, or an adult that you trust to sort it out for you.
Who agrees with Sachi and who think that we can do slightly bit different?
You can tell the teachers, but don't tell your close friends. If you tell your close friends, they'll start thinking bad about them. But if you tell your teacher, the teacher can also resolve it.
But then the teacher will start telling everyone to not do this or not do that. And most people know people's natures. So then that will imply something else. Because the teacher normally says not to do this stuff.
But by telling your parents, technically your parents can't go and tell that person to change their behavior. But if you tell the teacher can tell that person to change their behavior.
Gloria, she said trusted adults, not specifically parents.
Okay.
Chaitya, what do you think?
What's the subject again, sir?
So if somebody hurts you in the school, what you want to do? You want to keep mom, just write it and hold the baggage, or how you will resolve that?
Someone hurts you, first, like, I would like work out if I could deal with it on my own. Cause like if someone hurts you in school and if you tell them off, you've got like at least another year to deal with them. So like another year in the same school. So like if you tell them off, you're gonna get them more annoyed. So if you can deal with it on your own, and if not, like talk with your teacher privately about it and ask them not to keep your name in it so you don't get annoyed. But like, but if you can deal with it on your own first.
Okay, Vandami, what do you suggest when something happened to kids in the school? How should they actually resolve it? Because I think many kids face this problem and they are attaching Vedniya Karm. If they talk about it or they're rude to it, then they, because here the normal thing what they use is bullying kids. But what I think is we attach lots of negative vibes through it using those words. How do we restrict that with kids?
I think here 2-3 parties are very important. Teachers are important, and teachers, according to my knowledge, teachers should be informed. Should be informed in a polite manner, not in a rude manner, but little bit information in the teacher's mind, then might they could keep eyes on these students. And the second thing, if our kids just bullied and they suppressed it, not to tell their parents and not to tell the teachers, just they try to share with their friends, and might that not work. So in this context, they should be very clear for the both hands. One hand is their parents, the other hand their teachers. So in that context, they should inform. Otherwise, it could be very, very harmful at certain degree, at certain stage. It is my understanding. But it is if the small things, not a big, like very important thing, then kids try to resolve themselves.
Prachi, shall I say something on this?
Yes, please, Vikas.
So I think there are two parts in this. First of all, we need to see that whether the situation or the action which has happened, it is a personal or generic. And the second thing is the person or the boy or girl should do the introspection first to understand that what makes him to do to me. And if it is a generic problem and causing a problem with all of them, like bullying part and all, then politely, as somebody and others says, that we need to tell the teacher to understand that what exactly happening in the school or in the colleges, so that it can be dealt separately uh, in a very polite manner with the seniors or with the other kids, just to avoid that it will not happen again. That's just my understanding how to take or how to deal about the situation happens in that. And just one more thing need to say on that, on the as this is a good platform where we are realizing what is right and what is wrong. So what we had done in the past, from the kids' perspective, what we had done and how we have reacted, that is a different thing. But now, after understanding that what should be the right and what should be the wrong, we need to do little introspection and need to understand that why it is happening to me only. Like in a day-to-day life, when the kids are doing their own work and something has happened and it probes them to get angry, what should be done at that time and how they are trying to solve those things within themselves. I think that should be the better to approach in the upcoming sessions.
I think that is a very good point, Vikas. And this is what even me, I talk to Sachi the same thing. I think after knowing your own dharam, after knowing the basic small things, I think you really need to think before you react. How should I react? Now I know what's going to happen. So I think this is a very good point. We really need to do a mindful thinking when we react to anything now.
Yes.
Pandami.
Yeah, and this is in our Gyanshala. We get this space to understand situations and value others' viewpoint, that is Anekant, and also try to understand our own viewpoint. Sometime our mind became a bit cloudy and we take wrong things in. So in that context, we have to be aware about ourselves also. And complaining and criticizing is not at all a motivating factor. So in the kids life, sometimes some kids try to complain and complain and complain, so that is also not. Some try to criticize others, that is also not good. So here, try to understand, and if you discuss with mommy and daddy, and then they say, yes, my child, this is something wrong in your viewpoint also, and then they understand the whole story. Yes, half portion is your friends are also doing something, some mischief or misbehave. So we have to understand the whole story, and we are lucky being a Jain in our Gyanshala. We have a holistic approach and open-mindedness, and that is Anekant. And through this Anekant, because this session we started with Anekant, so we should understand it again and discuss the problem deeply, and that will really, really good for even for we adults. If we should not see the one side, we have to see the both sides. Okay, and I think, do you have information?
No, Bandami. So kids,
Prachi, if I may add something.
yes,
Yes.
Dinesh.
Yeah, I think it's quite natural that we react when some action happens along with us. So when you obviously someone does something wrong to you, whether it's in school, or why about that? I'm driving on a road. I know somebody cuts through the lane in front of me as well. I get angry, or all of us get angry as well. So your reaction is a consequence sometimes based on the action which you face. Correct. Now, how we react to that particular situation determines the consequence of our reaction. While
100%.
the other person has done the action, he will meet his consequence through his karma. But how we react to that particular situation is going to determine our consequence at a later point of time. So this is what our Gyanshala tries to teach in terms of karma theory. When we learn about these things, how should we react is what we are trying to learn as part of these particular courses, which is I think what Prachi you are trying to ask the question to all the children, and which is what I think Vishal's story brought in so aptly in terms of why did it happen to a princess in his next life, because was of a reaction of what she did to the parrot. So how we react to a situation, maybe when this particular thing happens to you, maybe you react very violently, maybe you react in a similar aggressive way, maybe you react with harsh words or incorrect words. But what it means is that if you come back, like what we do in Pratikaman on a daily basis, we come back and we ask for forgiveness. That if I have done knowingly or unknowingly with my thoughts, words, or actions, I ask for forgiveness. So, Sachi, what you said beautifully, that you come back and write in your diary, you try to reflect on it, is what we do in Pratikaman as well. We try to reflect that what has happened wrong with us and how can we forgive and forget. Yeah, so those are two equal aspects of what we learn through Gyanshala. I just wanted to add it. Sorry if I've said enough.
No. It is apt and appropriate what Dinesh said. And we all are learning. Through Gyanshala, I'm also learning. And learning is a lifelong process. Sometimes kids can judge, oh, my mom is doing this mistake, my dad is doing mistake. We all can do, because we all are human beings. Our teachers can do this mistake. So mistake can be happen by anybody. But if we correct and politely we remind our parents, that is also good. Dad, mom, so that will make a big difference. I'm so happy because child is a father of man. What Wordsworth said, child is a father of man. And that's why child is father of man. We can learn so many things, good things from our kids. They are so bright, brilliant. And tomorrow, yes, we have spiritual harmony, evening time, and spiritual harmony this time coming with a new buzz, and that during the August and September, whose birthday or some marriages, anniversaries. So if you have idea, send their names, and JVB will come with a new type of blessing and new type of celebration with spiritual harmony. Okay?
So kids, don't forget to send, if it was your birthday, your parents' birthday, your anniversary, send the details even on the Gyanshala group and we will take it from there. Omaram to all Vandami Mangal Pat.
जुड़े हुए हाथ, fold your hands in prayer pose. Close your eyes gently. And in this meditation, listen one more information. Many kids are doing bright, brilliant Bhaktamar progress. Every day, Samniji joined with breakout rooms, one-to-one teaching. And those who finished their Bhaktamar, they are in the teacher's line. They teaching Bhaktamar. And I have very, very good examples. Like Krisha is doing marvelous. Like Adhyatma is doing good. Then Aram is doing good. And young teachers like Sachi, then Sneha, then Kshitish, then Mudita, and Vriddhi, and Jia, and Rachit, Mudita. Many, we have a long line of teachers and long line of students. They are doing wonderful job. So it's going strength to strength, and every pakhi, our students are taking over on the Pratikraman Sutras. So it is really a grand success, and Chote Samni ji, Samni Swarn Pragya ji is doing fantastic work to creating breakout rooms and connecting students and teachers. So wow, small teachers and small students. Mangal Part. Arhante Saranam Pavajami, Siddhe Saranam Pavajami, Sahu Saranam Pavajami, Kevali Pannatang Dhammang Saranam Pavajami. Om Arham.
कृतज्ञ उसमें हम सब आपके आभारी हैं। कृतज्ञ उसमें हम सब आपके आभारी हैं।
वंदामि नमन सामी
Ora, many students, many teachers. Yes. And yeah, thank you for good lectures. Thank you, teachers. Rashmi, Vishal, Omaram.